test, 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 test.
We want to test, test, test. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get started here momentarily. We've got about 5 minutes or so. Just a friendly reminder to silence your cell phones. Certainly, I'm not going to ask you to turn it off. I know a lot of people are going to be taking pictures, but if you can just make sure to silence those cell phones, and then please remain standing until the end of the national anthem. Thank you so much for being here, supporting our graduates. We really appreciate it, and we hope you have a great day.
Welcome. Proud parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, cousins and friends of our graduates. Thank you for being here. Welcome, dedicated faculty, staff, board of trustees, and alumni. And welcome and congratulations to the East Central College class of 2017. Welcome to the 47th annual commencement of East Central College. Would you please remain standing for the national anthem that's being performed by graduating East Central College student Grace Von Seckendorf.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated and enjoy the performance of the East Central College bands led by ECC Band Director Aaron Bounds.
Outstanding, and thank you very much. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to East Central College. I'm John Bauer, president of East Central. It's a privilege to serve in that role and especially to be here today, my favorite day of the year. Let me introduce some of the individuals on the platform. To my right, your left, is the East Central College Board of Trustees. These are individuals who were elected by you, voters in the district, and govern the college. I'd ask them to rise and remain standing, and we'll acknowledge them as a whole at the end. Ann Hartley, Board President, Dr. Joe Stretker, Vice President, Prudence Fake Johnson, Treasurer, Don Koppelman, Secretary, and Ina Cookie Hayes, Trustee. Your Board of Trustees. Also on the platform, the administrative team of the college, Vice President of Instruction, Dr. Tia Robinson, Vice President of Student Development, Shelley Allen, Vice President of Finance and Administration, Dr. Phil Penna, and Vice President of External Relations, Joel Depker, your administrative team. There must be a creature in the podium, I swear. We'll make it. The last member of the platform personnel will be introduced shortly, our keynote speaker. I also want to take some time to recognize some very important people with us today. We have a number of individuals who will be retiring from East Central College this year. They've dedicated their professional lives to ensuring students reach this very day. Theirs has been a calling, a mission, a science, an art, a career. Would the retirees here today please stand so they can be acknowledged? Thank you for your service to this institution and our students. Job well done. In addition to our retiring faculty and staff, we have many other faculty and staff who have helped, taught, and inspired these students. We will congratulate the students today, but I want all of you to know this is really a day that they deserve congratulations as well. Our students wouldn't be here without our faculty and staff. Job well done, and congratulations on another successful year. As I said, this is my favorite day of the year, the best day of the year if you're in education. As a lifelong fan, I believe everything can be understood or interpreted through baseball. So on the opening day of fall term, that's opening day in a baseball season for us, when everybody starts anew and anything is possible. And then we have the opportunity to recognize the very best among us with awards and accomplishments. That's the All-Star Game. But this day, this is the World Series. Today marks the culmination of a journey that began some time ago and has involved challenges, frustration, tears, laughter, ups and downs, but ultimately success. You're here. You're here because you stayed the course, and on that journey, you knew where you were going, and you know today that you've made it. I love everything about this day, honestly. I think about commencement throughout the year. How can we make this ceremony better, more meaningful for our students? Who would be a good keynote speaker? How many days until graduation? Pardon the pun, but I love pomp and circumstance of this day. The tradition of the academic regalia, the colors representing the schools and the disciplines, the tradition of our mace from a tree that was grown right here on this campus and fashioned into a mace that we use in graduation. And I have to say, nurses, you rock the mortarboard, okay? Terrific, every year. More than anything, I like to see the faces of the graduates on this day, and I love the stories that belong to each of them. Let me share some of those stories with you. Margie Berger is graduating today. Almost 35 years ago, or 35 years after she first attended East Central College. She came here in 1982, right out of high school, received a CNA certificate, worked as a nurse assistant in a nursing home in Sullivan for 2 years while continuing to take classes. Then she joined the Army. She was injured, honorably discharged, came back to the college then in 1985, but before graduating, opened a pet grooming business. After 29 years in business, however, she still felt something was missing. So she came back last year and is here today graduating and plans to pursue a degree in business. Rhonda Esparza is graduating today. She dropped out of high school, suffered from addiction, but eventually turned things around. She earned her GED, and after being clean for 6 years, she began college in 2013 with no idea how to type, no idea how to use a computer. She was scared of failure, but tired of being looked down upon. With the help of people like Dr. Bill Cunningham, Linda Follis, Tim Gray, Connie Lutz, our registration staff, the Learning Center team, she leaves East Central today with confidence. Jennifer McClurg, absolutely. Jennifer McClurg is graduating today. She's from Owensville and attended East Central for the first time in 2004, right out of high school. But things didn't go as planned. She dropped out that first year. The only thing I had to show for it, she said, was an ugly GPA of 1.2. She got married, started a family, and realized being a successful parent means leading by example. So in 2014, she came back to East Central. She wanted to show her kids that no matter how long it takes, you can achieve your goal if you're willing to put forth the effort. She discovered an interest in psychology thanks largely to faculty such as Dr. Wendy Pecca. A paper written in her human development course inspired her to look into both social work and foster parenting. And now she and her husband are licensed foster parents and have already met 9 amazing children who have taught them things about life they previously took for granted. That 1.2 GPA, by the way, turned into 3.5. She joined Phi Theta Kappa as an honors student. Lisa Wilson graduates today. She enrolled 5 years ago, terrified and unsure if she could make it after being out of the classroom for some time. But she's made it. She's been in Phi Theta Kappa, served as a peer coach. She thanks her advisors, Wendy Pecca, Melanie Dixon, Kevin Dixon, helping her take on leadership roles that she never before thought possible. She conquered her most dreaded subject, math, with the help of people like Kathy Wright in the Learning Center and Kevin Menace in the classroom. She's graduating today. Dulce Hernandez Rojas is graduating today with highest honors. She's from Mexico, came to Washington when her husband landed a job here as an electrical engineer, but recognized she needed to improve her English in order to adapt to this new home. All the stress has been worth it, she wrote. I'm able to write to you this email and express what I think. Thank you, East Central. Archibald Darko Batang, Archie, is graduating today. He came here from Ghana to play soccer, and culture shock was a big blow to Archie, but he never allowed it to bring him down. He clung to the virtues he learned as a boy: discipline, respect for others, care, and most importantly, love for one another. You see Archie a lot leading tours around campus, and he talks about the good and deep relationship between the faculty and the students when he's telling students they should attend East Central. He's graduating today. Alexandra Wiltfong is graduating today. She started out of high school and ran into some road bumps. But later, as a parent, even though she thought she couldn't go back to school, she did anyway, and credits East Central for putting her on the right path for her and her child. She plans to be a veterinarian one day. Cora Brand is graduating as a nurse. She was a returning learner, had been out of school since 2002. She had started a family, then lost 3 pregnancies, and resigned herself to having no more children. She came back to college and not only started her career, but, you guessed it, found out she was pregnant. She took the summer off but came back in the fall, and with the support of family and friends and others, she's going to graduate today. Amber Gann is graduating. She cites Dr. Isaiah Kellogg for inspiring her to become what she hopes to become, a 6th grade science teacher. She thanks Dr. Russ Henderson. When she was on bed rest, he did all he could to make sure she could succeed in her class and compete. She'll graduate today. And Stacy Squires is graduating today. 2012, she was involved in a motorcycle accident and suffered a traumatic brain injury, but it wasn't diagnosed at the time. She struggled. She attempted suicide more than once. Last year, her brain injury was properly diagnosed, but the prognosis was not promising. Recovery's hard enough within 6 months of an injury. For Stacy, it had been more than 3 years. But rather than focusing on her disability, she chose to return to college and teach herself how to learn again. She went to college as a full-time student at the age of 41, a single parent with 2 teenagers at home, a brain injury with impairments, ongoing medical care, and of course there were some setbacks. She struggled to learn physics, chemistry, and biology. She was often overwhelmed, but thanks to faculty members like Dr. Bob Mahon, she learned to appreciate great writing. Working with Jen Heigert and our art faculty, she learned to work with clay, which was also therapeutic. And as she learned to interact with people, she became involved in student government. Listen to her words. To others in the gym, watching their friends and family take another step in their education, I'm just another student finishing a degree. But to my friends and family, of which there will be many in attendance, this is an accomplishment of magnificent proportions. They get to see their daughter, sister, mother, and friend overcome the depths of darkness too near to death to having a success worth celebrating. I will not be defined by my illness or diagnosis. I will be defined by the perseverance to succeed. She graduates today. Graduates, these are just some of your stories. They go on, and I love reading each one of them. Faculty, these are your stories too. These students aren't here without your help. You deserve congratulations for their success. This is why we're here, and this is why this is the World Series. This is why it's my favorite day of the year. Let me introduce our keynote speaker to you, which also makes this a favorite day for me. Zora Mulligan is Commissioner of Higher Education in Missouri. Commissioner Mulligan previously served as Assistant Commissioner, General Counsel, and Legislative Liaison for the Department of Higher Education. She also served as Chief of Staff for the University of Missouri System. She understands and appreciates the role of community colleges in our state, having served from 2010 to 2014 as the Executive Director of the Missouri Community College Association. A detailed profile can be found in your program. I've known Zora for about 10 years, worked particularly closely with her while she was at MCCA and, of course, now as commissioner. I've known no one as bright and accomplished, as dedicated to the well-being of this state, and as committed to our students as Commissioner Mulligan. I have in my office a small bust of President Kennedy. I happen to believe that public service is the highest calling. And that bust was a gift from a retired faculty member, Harry Waters. And I keep it because of Kennedy's call to ask what you can do for your country. You can say your community, your state. I keep a picture of Harry Truman in my office because he was really the father of what became the community college movement and expanded opportunity for hundreds of thousands of students over time, including the establishment of East Central College almost 50 years ago. And I keep a series of photos from the lunar landing that once belonged to retired faculty member Larry Melton. That's a reminder to me that anything is possible with the right vision, the right plan, and the right people. Those virtues of service, of opportunity, and vision are the ones I attribute to my friend, Zora Mulligan. I'm pleased to welcome the commissioner here to East Central College today.
Never spoken behind a magical podium. I apologize in advance for the sound. I want to start actually by letting the band know I have never heard at a commencement ceremony music that I would voluntarily choose to listen to. That was the best by far that I've ever heard. So thank you. I'm considering going home and taking sax lessons starting this afternoon, although I think the bass may actually be a little bit closer to my forte. I'd also like like to, just acknowledge your stories. The stories that Dr. Bauer told about each of your accomplishments, I can't top those, and so all I can hope to do is compliment them and lift them up by telling you my own story. So faculty and staff, trustees, family and friends, and most of all, honored graduates, let me start just by saying thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this amazing moment in your lives. And second, but more important, congratulations. Congratulations on completing this chapter in your life and for giving yourself the opportunity to succeed in the next chapter. Congratulations as well to your families who've stood by you as you work toward the moment where you walk across the stage and get your diploma, and to the great teachers and staff who've helped keep you moving forward all these years. So, I spend a lot of my time working in the Capitol in Jefferson City. That's a big part of what the commissioner does. And in the Capitol, there's a saying that's always stuck with me. That saying goes, if you want to be heard, speak up. If you want to be seen, stand up. And if you want to be respected, shut up. So I took that saying to heart when I was thinking about what I would say here to you today. So I give you my absolute word that I will keep it short. I know that no matter how profound any advice I have to give is, there will be no words more appreciated than, please allow me to keep this brief. So the most important thing happening here today, of course, isn't my speech, and I know that. It's the moment where you walk across your stage and get your diploma. I'm truly honored to have the opportunity to be here with you today, but I have to confess I'm a little bit nervous. This is a long way from the everyday duties of my job. When Dr. Bauer approached me about giving the commencement address, he said, don't worry, relax, just tell them your story. Tell them the story of a small town person who's gone on to have a significant role at the state level. And I just laughed. I was like, well, it's only several hundred people, probably several thousand people now that I think about it a little bit more. It's only one of the biggest days in their lives. I'll try really hard not to be nervous. But most importantly, I thought of all the ways that I'm not a success story, that I may still be that person from a small town working in a kind of a big job in state government, but I think more about all of my own failures, not my own successes. It's very hard for me to stand up here in front of you today and tell you my story without thinking of all the times that I've failed, not succeeded. But I wouldn't be here today, I wouldn't be the person who I am right now if I hadn't made some mistakes. I wouldn't be here if I hadn't failed along the way pretty significantly several times. So my message to you here today is about the two things that I believe have been the secret of any success I've achieved. Those two things are grit and grace. Grit and grace are, to a large part, what set me apart. They're what's allowed me to keep going when a lot of other people might have given up. I listened to your stories, and I heard these two qualities over and over in the stories of what you've accomplished. So the first one of these two, grit. When I'm not working in the Capitol, I spend a lot of time thinking about and working on education policy. And in education circles, there's more and more interest in this quality, this idea of grit. Grit is usually thought of together with perseverance and tenacity. And the interesting thing about grit is that researchers increasingly are focusing on this as the single most important quality in figuring out which kids are going to succeed and which kids are not going to succeed in school and then later on in life. So grit, tenacity, perseverance, they're three different ways of saying that you stick with things, even when they're hard, even when they're boring, even when it's chemistry, even when you have a setback, you find a way to keep moving forward. Educators used to think that the single most important thing, and actually really the only important thing in figuring out who was going to succeed, was intelligence, or IQ. And the thing about IQ is that it's fairly fixed when you're a kid. You are as intelligent as a 5-year-old as you will be when a 50-year-old. You might have learned some new facts along the way, but you're not actually getting any smarter. So for those of you that are born geniuses, that's great news, and I say congratulations to you. But for the rest of us, it doesn't leave us with a lot of hope to hold on to. Grit, on the other hand, unlike intelligence, is something that researchers believe that you can actually learn. Intelligence is fixed, but grit can grow. Grit is a quality that you can develop it, and if you can develop it, then you can succeed. It's a really exciting and profound change in perspective. The importance of hard work and perseverance is probably common sense to people here in this part of the state. You and your forebears have been working hard this part of the state since the state became a state. It took grit to settle this wild country, to build a railroad, to haul water. You're still working hard here, and I know that. You're still fighting for our country. You're still doing the hard work every day of caring for the sick as nurses, educating the young as teachers, and all of the 100 of other jobs that form the glue that keep our society together. So it may not be news to you that grit is important, but the fact that it's something you can learn is. The ability to stay the course in tough times is as important as IQ in whether or not you succeed, and it's something that you can learn. It's a skill that you can develop. I have certainly seen examples of this in my own life. I was raised in West Plains, Missouri, which is a poor town in a poor part of the state. Actually, when I was growing up, it was one of the poorest congressional districts in the nation. In the nation, when you think about our country, the place where I grew up was among the very poorest. I knew very, very few people who had gone to college of any time, of any kind. Like a lot of small towns, there was one banker, one lawyer, and one doctor. Those people had gone to college, and their kids probably were, but I didn't really fit into that scheme. So I had this one example, and it happened to be a really important one. That example happened to be my mom. I learned more about grit from watching her than I have from watching any other thing in my life. So her story is the one that I'm going to share today. My mom is the single toughest person that you will ever know. I'm willing to bet money on that. And her story is really about perseverance. It's about working hard and making short-term sacrifices in exchange for long-term gain. It's also kind of a classic community college story. She was a very smart high school student, probably like many of you were, and she actually enrolled for one semester in college after she graduated, but life got in the way. Prospects for employment on the other end of a degree weren't great at that time. And life called. There were more fun things to do than stick around in college. And so she and my dad moved down to the Ozarks. My mom, she's always been a really, really hard worker. That's one of her most distinguishing qualities. So she went to work doing what she could do at that time. She worked at a shoe factory. When that closed, she worked at a wedding dress factory, sewing wedding dresses. When that closed, she waited tables. It didn't take too long of waiting tables for her to realize that it was time for her to make a permanent change. So she enrolled in an LPN program. She needed a better way to make a life. She had a little kid at that point, and she knew that waiting tables wasn't going to cut it. So she became an LPN. A couple years later, the first year that there was an RN program available in the small town where I grew up, she enrolled in that very first class of nurses because she saw really clearly that being a nurse is a pretty good way to make a life. Then later still, after I'd graduated from high school, she moved to Kansas City and became a nurse practitioner. After she graduated, she passed by many options that would have paid a lot more money, but went back home to be a nurse practitioner. She was the closest thing to a doctor in this small town where she worked for many, many years. And I couldn't possibly be more proud of this woman, who I'm so proud to call my mom. So I'm proud, clearly, but I'm also really, really appreciative for the difference that her choices made in my own life. The money that she earned as an RN didn't make us rich. That money wasn't what got me through college. It was the lessons that I had learned through watching her perseverance that have really gotten me through. It's what got me through college. It's what got me through grad school, what's got me through law school. And so I'm incredibly, incredibly grateful. The lessons I learned from watching my mom are what has gotten me through the heartbreak of every single one of my own failures. It's what helped me get over some of the biggest setbacks that you can imagine. And it's helped me learn that if you can get through that, you come out on the other end as a much, much stronger person. So I learned grit by watching my mother, and grit, as I said, is really what's behind every success I've ever achieved. And if grit is something that you can learn, as I've said, grit is something that you can also teach. And by you, I mean you. Each of you sitting here today is now officially a success story. And while that's great for you and your family, it also means that you have a responsibility to the others around you. And so my ask of you today is that you be an example, that you be a messenger. You've already shown others that working hard and overcoming challenges is a thing that can be done. And I ask you to keep it up. In your own life, your work life, in your community, keep showing people that with hard work and determination, you can beat the odds. If you can overcome addiction and get a diploma, you can beat the odds. If you can overcome a traumatic brain injury and get a diploma, you can beat the odds. You can succeed. So that's grit. The other thing I'd leave with you here today is the importance of grace. I don't mean grace as in like a ballet dancer. I don't mean graceful. I mean grace as in gracious. Grace as in bestowing blessings on those around you. Grace is the way you treat other people. It's the way that you handle adversity. So I ask, are you gracious? Do you treat other people with kindness and respect? All the grit, intelligence, money, and opportunities in the world aren't worth a dime unless you've treated people right. People will remember how you treated them when they were up and when they were down. They will remember how you treated them when you were up and when you were down. Kindness matters. It matters the most. It matters not just at home, but at the workplace and in your relationship to the community. As I mentioned, grace is also how you handle adversity. Grit is getting through it. Grace is doing it in a way that shows humility, accepts responsibility, and maybe most important of all, allows you to laugh at yourself rather than just watching other people laugh at you. So in sum, I'll leave you with this advice. Be kind, be gracious, and in the immortal words of Winston Churchill, never give in, never give in, never, 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 nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in. But more important, I leave with you my very sincere congratulations. You all have worked very hard to earn the title that you're earning today, the title of East Central graduate. And that means more than simply getting a diploma, more than getting a degree. It means that you're capable of committing yourself to a path of self-improvement, that you can set yourself on a path, buckle down, and accomplish your goal. It means that you've got grit, and grit will take you a long way. So thank you, congratulations, and enjoy this wonderful day.
Good morning. The Outstanding Student Award is the highest award given to an East Central College graduate. It is awarded to one student who embodies academic excellence and contributes to the life of the campus community. The honoree is selected by a vote of the faculty and staff who thoughtfully consider academic achievements as well as extracurricular involvement. The outstanding student for 2017 is Lisa Wilson. In her time at ECC, Lisa has been an active member of Phi Theta Kappa, the International Honor Society for two-year colleges. Because of her commitment to charity causes and campus events, she has earned many honors and awards, including the Phi Theta Kappa Academic Scholarship. When Dr. Wendy Pekka, instructor of psychology, was asked to share thoughts about this year's honoree, she exclaimed that Lisa was the perfect choice for Outstanding Student of the Year. Dr. Pekka shared that Lisa has developed her scholarship and leadership abilities far beyond what Lisa herself initially thought was possible. Dr. Pekka describes Lisa as the very embodiment of grit, integrity, and resilience, taking on responsibilities for the simple sake of helping others while testing her own capabilities. With Lisa's hard work and initiative, ECC was able to successfully launch the Psychology Club this year, and in its inaugural year, that club was able to make significant contributions to the Union Food Pantry, as well as the Lutheran Family and Children's Services Organization during this holiday season. Through her generous spirit and dedication to learning, Lisa Wilson has made East Central College a better place. Today, Lisa will graduate with honors, and she will make us proud next academic year as she continues her pursuits as a student in the psychology department at the Missouri University of Science and Technology. Please join me in recognizing this year's recipient of the Outstanding Student Award, Lisa Marie Wilson.
You'll never forget this graduation, I guarantee. Each year, the East Central College Foundation with East Central College honor an outstanding graduate. The award was established by the ECC Alumni Association in 2002 and recognizes outstanding alumni who have set an example for ECC graduates by using their college education and serving their community. This year's recipient is Audrey Freitag. Helping others has always been a calling for Audrey. In 1958, she attended the Deaconess School of Nursing and became an LPN. Shortly thereafter, she married, started a family, and devoted herself to Wayne and their 4 children, Jeffrey, David, Christine, and John. As they started to graduate from college, Audrey decided to go back and realize realize her dream of becoming a registered nurse. She enrolled at East Central College and started from scratch with the goal of getting into the nursing program. She graduated from ECC in 1993 and 3 years later from Central Methodist University here on this campus. She continued her career with the Mercy Hospital System until her retirement in 2013. But her commitment to service did not end with retirement. She serves on the East Central College Foundation Board, is an active member of PEO, the New Haven Preservation Society, and the Mercy Auxiliary. She's active on the board of Habitat for Humanity, and I can tell you anything that Audrey does, she's active. She serves meals at her church and the Senior Center in New Haven and volunteers at the Mercy Cancer Center. And those are just a few of the things she's involved with. For more than 2 decades, Audrey has traveled to Honduras to help those less fortunate. Through the Washington Overseas Mission, she uses her nursing skills to provide care for people thousands of miles from home. And those are just the beginning of the things that Audrey does to give back to her community. She is a model of compassion and service, and with her family on hand today, I'm honored to present the Outstanding Alumni Award to Audrey Freitag.
I am so humbled by this honor. I want to thank my family, the nominating committee, Dr. Bauer, and his administration, and the past administrations we've had here at East Central College. East Central is a bright, sparkling, wonderful asset for Franklin County and our surrounding counties. East Central has given me the courage, the confidence, and commitment for all I do. I was 53 when I started East Central College. I was working as an LPN at Mercy Hospital. My director of nursing, Velma Wachter, my head nurse, Mary Lobinger, and the co-workers I worked with all adjusted my work schedule so I could work full-time and come to East Central and take the classes I needed to take. Here at East Central, I also found a very positive and supportive atmosphere. The instructors were very kind. I can remember Connie Lutz coming to my house to teach me algebra. It wasn't my best subject, but she got me through it, and I appreciate that. The supportive atmosphere here at East Central is overwhelming, and it's just persistent, let's put it that way. I graduated in '93. We drove down to Springfield in rain. We took our test that day in rain. We came back in rain, so you know it was the flood of '93. I went on with my education because Central Methodist was close by, and I still continue my education. Every day I learn something, and for you all that are graduating, I say congratulations, be proud of what you've done, but it's not done yet. Every day there's something new that you can learn. I appreciate all the wonderful people I have met here at East Central, and I'm very proud to be part of East Central College. Thank you very much.
Now for the moment that we have all been waiting for. Will the candidates please rise? Dr. Bauer, upon the recommendation of the faculty of East Central College, I present to you these candidates for associate degrees and certificates.
By the authority of the State of Missouri and the East Central College Board of Trustees, and on the recommendation of the faculty of East Central College, I hereby confer upon each graduate the appropriate degree and/or certificate with all the rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations. You may move your tassel.
Congratulations, and at this time you may be seated for the awarding of the degrees.
Cora Louise Brand, Phi Theta Kappa. Serena Seibel, honors. Brandy Marie Kennard. Melissa Lee Mills. Jessica Lynn Eakins. Shelby Elizabeth McCauley. Sue Ann Meyer, Phi Theta Kappa. Damian Wesley Nieder. Christina Rose Stallman. Amber Rose Fain. Sarah Ann Vogelsang, honors. Alexis Raquel Charbonneau Napper. Grace Elizabeth von Seckendorf. Naomi Gabrielle Joyce, highest honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Lisa Marie Wilson, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Michaela A. Collings. Nicole Deanne Paquette. Dorothy Perfecto, Phi Theta Kappa. Alexandra Megan Wiltfong. Brooke Campbell, honors. Sandra K. Emmons. Cassidy Rebecca Stone, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Samantha D. Priester. Jerry A. Zwecker. Crystal Joy Demet, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Mariella Mercedes Prost. Rebecca Elaine Sohn, honors. Kevin R. Sohn. Emily Christina Osborne, Phi Theta Kappa. Bradley Thomas Holt. Julia Page Pingleton. Tiffany D. Alferman, Phi Theta Kappa. Victoria Lauren Sanders. Brittany Nicole Thurman. Stephanie D. Harrison, Phi Theta Kappa. Ricky Ann Haft. Rhonda Renee Esparza. Teresa Marie Burkle, Phi Theta Kappa. Aaron L. Birmingham. Jamie Danielle Bowling. Cassandra L. Mintz. Hannah Bernadette Serafino, highest honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Bonnie Marie Eversmeyer. Paul Joseph Keyholtz. Cole Robert LaPlante. Jason Allen Lucas. Margie Jonelle Berger. Timothy Edward Gooch, honors. Brianna Marie McLaren. Brendan A. Winters. Samantha L. Anderson, honors. Marilyn L. Varner. Stacy Ann Squires, Phi Theta Kappa, with honors. Philip Frederick Marquardt, honors, Phi Theta Kappa, veteran, Desert Storm. Catherine K. Benerins, Phi Theta Kappa. Ariana Veith. Trina Danielle Kennedy. Heather Dawn Garner, Phi Theta Kappa. Cheryl Mijas. Sarah Renee Sims. Amanda Elaine Drury. Brandy Elaine Hobson, honors. Rennie Ray Turner, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Michelle Marie Coyne, Phi Theta Kappa. Sydney Ray Haynes. Minda Bombach, Phi Theta Kappa. Umar Ufot, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Archibald Darko Botang, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Amber Ann Wright. Marshall F. Holtzclaw III. Melissa Dawn Bridgman. Marianne Harmon. Marissa Lee Bethel. Alyssa Ann Bowers. Ashley Nicole Everhart, Phi Theta Kappa. Brittany Christina Rogers. Chloe Ray Helen Potus. Stephen Kweku Danso. Cheyenne Nicole Dietzler. Brandon Nicholas Gassai, Phi Theta Kappa. Taylor Leone. Amber R. Gann, honors. Cara Aline Clay. Melissa Margaret Mueller. Elena Lippert. Sarah Renee Weiner. Stephanie Louise Rodriguez Jose. Sarah Rachel Gelski, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Casey Marie Barnes. Jennifer Lynn Griffith. Megan Elizabeth Schukart. Jennifer Ray McClurg, Phi Theta Kappa. Samantha Jo Alice Holdmeyer. Emily Melissa Scheibel, highest honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Abigail Rose Keevan, Phi Theta Kappa. Melissa Keevan. Justin Wayne Bull. Micah Renee Holland. Alexis Dawn Lunsford Padilla, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Karen Joyce Sprang. Brianna Desiree Shook. James Aaron Bay. Lauren Mowry Cooper. Crystal K. Whited. Cheyenne Christine Eaton. Kristen Nicole Maple. Cassandra Alexis Showers. Sarah Nicole Robinson. Kaya Zerowesti, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Faith Van Leer Greenkey, Phi Theta Kappa. Megan Anna Shockley, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Benjamin J. Geisert. Shaena Lobinger. No? Sorry. Christina Michelle Houston, highest honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Patrick Stephen Judge. Matthew Joseph Boschert. Billy Marie Miller, Phi Theta Kappa. Nathan Xavier Henderson, Phi Theta Kappa. Tobias Loaiza. Jessica N. Brown, Phi Theta Kappa. Curtis Edward Nelker. Gabriel Rafael Miguel Loaiza. Michael Andrew Askins, Phi Theta Kappa. Tyler Henry Smith. Lineback. Okay. Hannah Nicole Lineback. Melissa Ellen Eaton. Christopher Paul Spearman. Sammy Lee Messick. Mason James Modlish. Matthew Vincent Palmasano. Christopher Ryan Jasper. Kyle Joseph Leakey. Ryan Vandera. Kayla Marie Zimmerman. Amanda Christine Shelby. Stephanie Anita Norton. Aiden Michael Worley, honors. Gail Marie Richardson. Ian Hunter Male, highest honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Hallie Glazer. Skylar Page Evans. Samantha Jo Unger. Bailey Orman, highest honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Nicholas Coupe, highest honors. Matthew Stevens Perkins, highest honors. Samuel John Huber, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Robert John Kreutz. Floyd Levi Jernigan. Nicholas Charles Schrader. Jessica Lee West. Nicholas M. Carmen. Sarah Elizabeth Paget, honors. Devin Jacob Camden, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. D. Ellen Brown, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Kendra Renee Walters, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Dulce Maria Hernandez Rojas, highest honors. Daniel Wayne Trigg, honors, veteran. Edward Leonard Rose, honors, Phi Theta Kappa, veteran, Army Airborne. Joseph A. McBride.
Before we close the ceremony, I'd like to take this last opportunity to say, on behalf of the faculty, the staff, the Board of Trustees, and administration of East Central College, congratulations both to the graduates and their family and friends who have supported you through your academic journey. My parting words to you today are simple. Remember who you are, remember how you got there, and remember East Central College. There's a reception for graduates and their guests is being held immediately following the ceremony in the lower level of this building. We do hope that you'll have an opportunity to join us. If you would be so kind as to remain seated until all of the graduates have exited the gym. Again, once again, congratulations to the 2017 graduating class of East Central College. Wait 1 second. At this time, Professor Diane Palin will carry the mace out on behalf of the retiring faculty of East Central College.